Good evening, folks. Welcome back to another Monday night live stream. How is everybody? Apologies, I was running very slightly late there. Just as I was about to go live, my little boy decided to start coughing. So I thought it was better I'll go and check on him before he kind of did it like 5 minutes into the stream. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he's all right there. He seems to have settled back down now. I'm on my own tonight, so yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing live stream and Daddy Daycare as well, or Daddy Nighttime Care, I should say. So, looks like we've got a good number in the chat already tonight. Plenty of people in here. Let's have a look. See what we had Flying Mammal in nice and early there as well. I think she's feeling a little bit tired after the weekend. I'm assuming you guys got home okay. Hope the journey wasn't too bad. Nice to see you both at the weekend as well. We've got Peter Nicholas who's in. It's just saying he's going to be right back, so we'll see Peter in a bit. We've got Mark in tonight. Good evening, Mark. How are you doing? We've got Furious George in as well. Evening, my friend. He says if Expo was as massive as I've heard, it's going to be a long show tonight. Well, it was massive. It was a really great show. I'll try not to ramble about it too much. I kind of want to talk about my highlights. I'm going to share some pictures. Obviously, some chat from the folks that were there as well. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We've got Christian as well. It says, evening all. Hope everyone who went to Expo had an amazing time. Good evening, Christian. I just want to say as well that Christian did me an absolutely solid favour that I will not forget in a hurry. And he has painted my Resident Evil miniatures. And now I haven't had a chance to get some pictures of them because I'm going to show them off because they are absolutely fantastic. I'm blown away by the work Christian's done on them. So thank you, Christian. I can't say thanks enough, and yeah, I'll be certainly showing some of those pictures off when I get a chance to take some decent pictures. So thanks, mate. We've got Hendrik in. He says, "Hello all, hello Hendrik. Hope you're well." Steve Evans is in as well. Good evening, Steve. Stuart Noble's in. Says, "Yo, evening, buddy." We've got Kieran Morrison as well. A long time no see, man. We saw Kieran at the weekend. He's been a bit tied up recently with other things, so I'm not seeing him in the live streams. But yeah. Thanks for the pint at the weekend, mate, as well. That was very nice of you. Nice to meet you and your brother. We've got the Fomorian in. Excuse me. He says, hello, guys, and good evening to all. Good evening, Fomorian. Kieran is saying the Expo was great. As a first-timer, I can certainly say I'll be back. And for longer next time. Yeah, I was flagging by the time I got home after 4 days. Claudio's in as well. It says, howdy all. Good evening, Claudio. Furious George says, I wonder if Andy's busy playing Mario Kart again. Yeah, sorry, I was running about a minute or two late. Jackie Brown's in. Good evening, Jackie. Says, evening, Andy, and evening, fellow Blackjackers. Glenn Griffin's in. Evening, Glenn. How are you doing? Andy Smith's in. Says, all right. How you doing, man? Henrik says, hey ho, let's go. Craig Lowther's in as well. Good evening, Craig. Says, evening, all. How's it going? Joel's in as well. Good evening, Joel. I managed to meet you as well at the Expo at the weekend. Very nice to meet you. Thanks for coming over, mate, and introducing yourself. I did chat to a few people at the weekend who didn't tell me who they were, and I was far too embarrassed to go like 2 minutes into a conversation going, like, hang on a second, who are you? Like, I don't know who you are. I know you know me, but I don't know you. But you were very, very nice and introduced yourself. So thank you, buddy. Really good to meet you, and I hope you had a good weekend. Hendrik says, fill your cup of tea and start the chat. I've got my cup actually, but blackjack mugs. It's quite full actually, so I've got. Is it a bit light on it? It says, "Don't drink me." #mugwatch. So yes, coming soon maybe. I think I'm going to have them as exclusives. So I don't think you're going to be able to buy them. You're only going to be able to win them or be gifted them or maybe get them through Patreon or maybe through being a member in YouTube tonight, like being one of the supporters here. I think they're going to be one of those exclusive things that I don't sell, I think. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. A bit like a Kickstarter exclusive, eh? Who else we got? We've got... let's have a look. We're scrolling away there. We've got Hal Martin in. Good evening, Hal. George is saying he forgot to put the money in the meter again. Those were the days. Daniel Hoggs in says, hey all, good evening, Daniel. Skull Munching as well, she is late, unsubscribe. Man, just because I let you win at Hive at the weekend, I thought you would have at least given me another month. Michael's in, he says, hello. Hello, Michael. How you doing? Aggression's in saying evening Geordie time. Well, fashionably late. I like to think it is fashionably late. Let's have a look. Phil Wilkinson as well. Good evening, Phil. Henrik says, I am hot, and not in a sexy way. There is nothing I can say to that, Henrik. Peter's in as well. Good evening, Peter. Welcome back, mate. Michael's saying, everyone needs to take an N2 every now and then, mate. That won't wait until you're done. For morning saying, finally it's happening, the live stream lives. Yeah, sorry it was a bit late, guys. Different Gears in as well. Says, hello, mate. Bet you're glad your team won the Champions League. My team didn't win the Champions League, mate. I'm from Newcastle. Well, I'm from Sunderland, actually. Scousers from Liverpool. That's not me. However, my team lost the promotion playoff. So, yeah, football's a sore subject at the minute. We've got John in as well. Says, hey, Andy, it was great meeting you during the show. John, stick around because we will be talking about your game very soon. John gave me a demo of a game at the weekend. I won't mention it just yet, but anybody that's seen the Facebook group will see that there was a very brief chat about it before the live stream started. So yeah, we'll be talking about that tonight. Where are we? Christian's saying thanks. Andy's saying like to go to the next one, Expo thingy. I would definitely recommend it, mate. It's, as I mentioned it in a couple of videos, if I could only go to one show a year, certainly in the UK, because I've never had a chance to go abroad for any of the shows yet, but if I could only go to one show per year, it would be Expo. Christian saying, no worries, happy to help. You're a legend, mate. Thank you very much. Paul Palms is in. He says, bonjour, hombres from Spain. Bonjour. I'm sure we should be saying hola, I think it is. Sean saying, great to see some of you at the meetup on Saturday. It really was, actually. Thank you to everybody that came to the meetup. There was a few messages being said that you got kind of sidetracked doing demo games and stuff as well. So thank you for getting in touch. But yeah, cool to meet as many of you as I could at the weekend. Paul saying, evening matey, I'm so hungover I may die. Met an old mate I have not seen in years yesterday. Yeah, that'll do it, mate. Definitely. Jackie Brown says, damn, I want me a Blackjack Legacy mug. Stay tuned, mate. Who knows? Who knows? I might even, because I might have some more. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Flying Mama says, even fancier with your mug watch. Cohen's in as well. Says, aloha to you, Cohen. Mark's in from Dice Tales. He said he's been watching the Keyforge Expo stream this weekend and played locally. Hooked. Yeah, I was playing Keyforge till about 2 in the morning with Ross on Friday night. Kirill's in. Good evening, Kirill. And I see, Kirill, as my first ever YouTube member, you have the new silver logo exclusive for anybody that has been a member for 2 months. So there you go. Andy's in. Mugwatch, is that like Sprigwatch? We kind of got into a thing where I had a different mug for my cup of coffee every week. So it became a bit of a Mugwatch thing. So yeah, hashtag Mugwatch. And it's got don't drink me written on the back because I assume people might want to use them as like, like just as a bit of a brush cleaning pot. So who knows? Furious. Oh, we've got Tony is saying hi as well. Good evening, Tony. Nice to see you at the weekend. George says, gotta say I'm impressed with Andy's memory for people. Bet he can remember every episode of Biker Grove from the 90s too. I'll let you into a little secret, George. I was in Biker Grove in the 90s. So, but that's a story for another day. Flying Mammal says it's better than Spring Watch. Andy says football's a sore subject. Not from Chesterfield then. No, Sunderland, mate, and sadly. Dice Tales is saying I bet that game is Super Fantasy Brawl. Jackie's saying looking forward to hearing about John's game. And Studio One show would be the weekender. Of course it would, but I run that one if I could only go to one. That's what it is. Right, what I'm going to do is, because John's been very nice and coming to the chat, I'm going to talk about John's game first. So let me just get my screen in the right place. So for those that may, let me make sure I've got the first one in there. Yep. For those that may or may not have seen, there is a game that is on Kickstarter. It went live today, and I'll link you to it. If you go into the Facebook group, I think that Richard, he was the guy that told me about this, to be fair, and he kind of sold me on it. So I decided to check it out at the weekend and have a demo of it. It's called the Refuge Terror from the Deep. It is a board game with miniatures, and these, as you can see, are some of the miniatures here. Now, I'm assuming that in this picture these are renders. However, I have seen the miniatures up close and they're fantastic. So yeah, you play the part of a deep sea diver. There are a few different characters who have slightly different abilities, and you are essentially underwater where there is a very large kraken. Now, John did explain the story to me much better yesterday, and I must admit I have got the paperwork here as well, but I'm butchering it. However, check out the Kickstarter when I show you the link, and that'll give you much more about the background to the game. Now here you can see a bit more about it, and anybody that saw the Facebook group over the weekend will see I've been giving this a demo. So these along the bottom here are essentially the different characters that you can choose from, and the game is single player as well, which is fantastic, because it's always nice to have a single player option so you can kind of teach yourself before you play with someone else, or just because it means more people can play it. If a game is single player, it tends to get to the table a little bit more often as well. So what you can see here is you can see the big kraken at the back here, and these are all these tentacles coming up through the water. And essentially it is a card-driven game where you have abilities that let you do certain things. I'm not sure if the board is there a picture of the board that's a little bit closer maybe. However, there's a few different symbols on the board. So if you step on a tentacle square, this means that you can move one tentacle within the kind of the row up and down, like orthogonally. So side to side or front to back, you can remove one. There is a little one which is kind of looks like a bit of an eye poking through. This one lets you move one of the tentacles. And then there is a one which is looks like a whirlpool, and this one allows you to move to any of the caves on the board. And as you're jumping around, you're trying to fight the tentacles, you have to try and stop them coming to this low level. Once they get to here, they start appearing down the side of the board, and this is like a sort of like a threat tracker, like a timer to the game, which essentially once too many of the tentacles get to the bottom here, it's game over. And you are trying to do, I think there's 3 different kind of objectives that you have to try and do before the game is over. So let's have a look at some of these miniatures because they are fantastic. This is the character that I played yesterday. I don't remember the name now. It was on one of the other pages there. And yeah, her ability was she's got like a bit of a harpoon gun, like a bit of a spear gun. Yeah, the miniatures look really, really nice. They're a nice scale. They're not kind of small. Here on the board here, you can see that the board's slightly better. And these are the ability cards that come with your character. Here you've got like the start line across there. The tentacle ones are the ones that allow you to remove a tentacle. These ones here with a little kind of eye in are the ones that allow you to move a tentacle. And these ones here with the whirlpool allow you to move to kind of one of these rocks on the board. Here you have the scenario objectives. And I'm not sure if there's a picture of the card mechanic. Here you can see as well some better shots of the miniatures in the game as well. A better shot of the board. Here is a painted version by Den of Imagination. Some painted things up. And that is the pictures there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly flick across to here we have the Kickstarter itself. So at the minute it is at £6,388 of a £11,000 goal. It's only been open maybe an hour or two or a couple of hours this afternoon. So yeah, it's well on its way to funding, which is fantastic because the game is very good. I should have started with that really, to be fair. I did play the demo of the game and I really, really enjoyed it. I kind of played half the game or something like that, I would say, maybe up to the first scenario, but it was enough to give me a feel for the game. It played really well. And it was interesting playing it 2 players as well because you kind of discuss it. It's definitely a co-op game. So you're 1 to 6 players. The campaign is lasting for 24 days. Games can last from about 20 to 40 minutes, so not too long. And there is a sort of an entry level here of $49, which is about £39, and that will get you all stretch goals and the base game. And then there is a Refuge bundle, which is about £62 or $79, and this gives you the Race for Survival as well, which is an expansion. So please go and check it out. I really did enjoy it. Of the games I played tonight over the weekend, this was certainly one that I would back myself. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. I think I've just realised Jackie Brown in the chat is Richard, isn't it? Am I right? Keep me right there, buddy. I think it's just dawned on me that that's the crack there. The Kraken. So, John, thank you very much for the demo game at the weekend. I really, really did enjoy it. I hope it funds, and I'm sure, judging by this here, I've got no fear that it won't. So, we'll keep an eye on that one. We might even have a pop back at the end of the night and see how it's getting on. But yeah, definitely worth one checking out. If you're if you like miniatures, just something to paint up, something a little bit different, definitely worth it for the quality of the miniatures. If you like single player games, definitely worth checking it out. And it is it's just a really it's quite a straightforward mechanic of basically the cards. I should really have said that basically. So there is some cards in here that you can't really see too much. Can you see them further down? These cards here. So when you draw one of these cards, these are the cards that move the Kraken about. So as you can see here, this one means that it swallows up anybody that is right beside it. And then this one tells you what to do in the 3 rows below you. So in this instance, you would place a tentacle in the 3 rows underneath it. On these cards here, this tells you to move the Kraken 2 spaces to the left. This one tells you to move the Kraken 1 space to the right. And then obviously whatever's underneath there will tell you what to do as well. So really simple mechanic, really quite clever. And the interaction between the different kind of cards, you can get to a point when you know what you're doing. You can create some really quite interesting combos that let you bounce around all over the board as the diver. And there's some kind of like time shift things in there which allow you to do extra actions. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Definitely worth checking that one out. So while I reset my screen here, talking of the Blackjack Legacy Weekender, tickets are on sale for the next one. So as you know, 11th to the 13th of October at Element Games in Stockport. This is another 3-day full weekend of casual and kind of community-driven gaming. There's going to be a goodie bag. There's entry into any of the events, the gaming events, and as usual, it's fun and casual gaming. Now, tickets this year are going to be £35 for all 3 days, and that's right from the Friday morning right the way through to the Sunday tea time. However, up until the 14th of June, at midnight on the 14th of June, if you buy your ticket up until that point, you can save £5. So it's only £30 for the full 3 days. You can see there what we've got is Mantic will be on site. So Mantic are going to be there for the weekend. They're going to be running some demo games of potentially some new things. All I can say. And they'll also be selling some stuff there as well. Gollum Painting Studios. So Tommy Sewell, for those who know him, absolutely fantastic painter, has won Golden Demons. Excuse me. He'll be around as well, and he's going to be doing some painting tips, kind of hanging out with people who are painting, giving them some tips and tricks, and sort of a little kind of mini kind of painting session over the few days. Luke from Luke's APS is going to be there as well again. He had a really good turnout last year for Luke, last time, where he made a board in a day. This time, he's going to be teaching. So 10 people, and there's only 10 because he needs to be able to kind of teach everybody, are going to be able to sign up for Luke's kind of mini course. There is an extra cost to that for the price of the materials. So there is an extra £30 on top of the price of your weekend ticket. So if you buy your ticket in the next couple of weeks, it'll be £60, £30 for your weekend entry, and £30 for Luke's course. And that's going to be running over the Friday and the Saturday. And he's going to be teaching you how to make a display board for your miniatures. Now, the reason he's making a display board is he's going to show you some tips and tricks on how you could use those to make a bigger board. However, there isn't the time and space to be making 10 4x4 boards. So there's the opportunity to make it on a smaller scale, so you'll get a nice display board for your miniatures by the end of the Saturday. And it still leaves the Saturday evening, the Friday evening, and all day Sunday as well for casual gaming too. So yeah, that'll be happening. We've got the Drowned Earth will be back again. We've got a Kill Team event. We've got 2 different one-day Middle-earth strategy battle game events. We've got a Walking Dead All-Out War event. We've got a Kings of War Vanguard event. And we also have 2 wildcard events. Now, the wildcard events allow you, the community, and you, the people that are buying tickets, to choose what events you would like to see. Now, at the minute, Aristia is seeming pretty popular. So it looks like Aristia could potentially be one of those 2 events. Obviously, Warcry's not out yet as well, so who knows about Warcry? Yes, so there's plenty on offer. Ticket information is along the bottom of the screen there. You can pay by PayPal. If anybody is interested, really wants to kind of come along and wants to kind of a bit more information, please message me. But anybody that was there last time will tell you what a good time they had. Tickets are already selling very well as well. We do have a limited number of tickets because we want to make sure that there's plenty of space for people to kind of move around and have casual gaming over the weekend. So there's only going to be 80 tickets for sale for the entire weekend. So get in early, do not miss out. And I'd love to see you there in October. So let's get on and we'll talk about the UK Games Expo, which is why we're all here. So let's have a quick look let's have a quick look in the chat because it's been going nuts after that. Let's have a look. I'm not even going to go back and catch up with some of that. I'm just saying that. See here, Flying Mammal saying good luck to John. Dice Tail says I'll never go in the water again. Cohen says to answer your question a few weeks back, this is why you have to have a moderator. You lot just chat amongst yourselves. I'm just here to try and tell you how cool a game it was. Peter saying Devil wanted some merge yourself into. Jackie saying after Andy's words, I reckon more people will take the plunge and dive straight in. All these puns are giving me a sinking fit. If anybody was going to come up with the puns, it was going to be Sean, wasn't it? Going to need a bigger game shell. It sounds like the game has plenty of depth to it. I like that one. So yes, plenty of question. Paul Knox says there, local question. Have you been to Graham's workshop in Pelaw? Tons of second-hand minis and a gold mine for Kill Team. I have been a long time ago, but yeah, it is a gold mine. It's like a proper little like Aladdin's cave, isn't it? Jens is in as well. Good evening, Jens. He says, where is my dragon? Jens, I will see what I can do for you, my friend. Mythic Games are just along the road from me. If they have any spare from the weekend, I'll see what I can do, my friend. Flying Mammal saying, hurry up, Weekender 2. Joel's tempted with a Weekender, although don't really play any of those main games. Those games, Joel, are purely just for kind of semi-organized play. There will be a lot of people who will still go and just hang out and play board games, play other miniatures games. If you want to go and play a particular game, there is a Weekender 2 Facebook group that you can join. You can kind of have a chat with the people in the group who've bought tickets, try and set up some games. If there's something you want to play, just give it a shout and somebody else will be playing it with you more than likely. So don't let that put you off if you don't play those particular games. There are still loads and loads of stuff going on over the weekend. If you want to message me privately, mate, and have a bit of a chat about it, please do. Let's have a look. Yeah, Skullmunch is saying there were more than just the main events last time. Peter says, do we get a confirmation I send payment on Sunday? Let me check because Steve, so yeah, I should have said I'm hosting this or co-hosting this with the guys from Top Table Gaming. That's Steve and Jay. Steve's handling all of the payments. Let me check because I think last time we didn't do confirmations and we probably should have done. So let me check and we'll see if we can just drop a message back to say, got your payment, here's your confirmation. But yeah, let me double check, buddy, and I'll make sure that gets back. Let's have a look. Where are we up to? I'll not. Tony's saying there. We got Shaggy Wargaming in, says good evening. Hello, buddy. Tony's saying, seriously, first one was the most fun I've had at a gaming event of any kind. Take the plunge, you won't regret it. Thank you, Tony. Always good to hear from people who went. It's all right for me saying it, but I'm trying to sell tickets to it. It's always good to hear from people that paid to go and really had a good time. Let's have a look. Jack saying, how much was the dragon? The dragon was £60, mate, the Mythic Games dragon. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Right, cool. Let's crack on then. Let's have a look at the expo stuff. So, throat's drying out today. Good job. I've got my coffee here and I've also got my water as well because I think it's going to be one of them nights. So, here you can see from Deep Cut, the Geordie version, Deep Cut Studios was this awesome neoprene gaming mat for Aristea. Now, when I took a picture of this, I hadn't realised that this was the first time it had kind of been seen out in the wild, and that nobody had seen it before. But it looked fantastic. Really, really nice quality print. I actually quite like the board that comes with the Aristea box, because I like the way the kind of the little the sort of the player boards. I like the way they fit around it. It's a shame that this wasn't cut to fit that. I would have quite liked to have seen it kind of cut out. But if you're looking for a neoprene mat, something you can roll up, perfect for tournaments. Definitely worth checking that out from Deep Cut Studios. Now I'll skip over that one because it was slightly blurred. But as you may or may not know, I played a lot of Super Fantasy Brawl over the weekend, and I thought I would just show some of these pictures. And these are the ones that I took. There was a kind of little private press room that I dashed off from Sean and Ruth on Friday morning, was it? Yeah, I saw you very briefly as I was about to dash off and go into this room. And so that's why they have this very lovely table, this gaming table. But here you can see this is the kind of the scenario point tracker here. So what happens during the game is you flip over a card, and you basically you fill up this track. And every turn, so you can't score this first one. You know what's coming, but you can't score on it until everything moves along. If you score this particular scenario, you get one point. If you score this one, you get 2. If you score this one, you get 2. And then it drops down to 1, and then basically you can't score it. And after every turn, so I take a go, you take a go, and then this tracker moves along one. And that keeps it quite interesting because you can kind of, if you can score something, it might be worth waiting until it's worth 2 points. Or if you wait too long, it's going to fall off the end and either be worth 1 or you won't be able to score it. And just to zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see the kind of things we've got. So things like have a champion adjacent to each statue. And I'll explain what that means when we see the board, and have a champion in each deployment area. So let's have a look at a few more of these pictures. Here you can see some of the miniatures, which are absolutely beautiful. Love the colour of the artwork on the cards as well. Really is nice. And these are your 3 colours of magic here. So in your card deck, you'll have red, blue and yellow cards. You can play 1 of each colour in your turn. And if you don't have any blue cards, so for example, if you take your 5 card hand and you have all red cards, there are some things on here that allow you to still use the yellow and the blue, for example. But there'll definitely be more of this coming on the channel soon. It's coming to Kickstarter very soon. I am absolutely hyped for this one. I'll be honest, this is the most excited I've been for a game in ages. I've played loads of this over the weekend. I've played it at the Mythic Games office as well. Me and Az had the battle of a lifetime yesterday where we were both on 4 points. The game is 1st to 5 is the winner, and it could have went either way. It was awesome. Yeah, so here's a few more pictures of it. Here are some of the models. I won't hang up too much on this because I'm sure people have seen these before, but they are looking awesome sauce. Here's just some of the artwork to kind of explain what it's, the theme they're going for. It's very kind of Overwatch, League of Legends, Skylanders, that kind of art style. But yeah, really nice. Here is a miniature that I painted using contrast paints over the weekend. I think I've kind of changed my opinion a little bit since the weekend, because I've got the model here. Well, let me just reach over and grab it. I've got the model here with me, and I'm going to try and sort of maybe try and tidy it up with a little bit of washes and things like that. And actually now it's kind of settled down a little bit. It's not as shiny as I remember it being at the time, and there is definitely some shading here. So on the legs of the model, where I wasn't too impressed at the time, it looks a bit better than I remember. I think maybe it just takes a little bit longer to dry, and I maybe hadn't given it enough time. So my initial thoughts are the skin tone is awesome. Let me just kind of scroll into so you can kind of see the face there a little bit more. That is just one kind of layer of the, I think it's called Gulliman skin tone or something like that. Gulliman flesh. Yeah, it looked really cool. I mean, it's not the tidiest. I've missed some bits and I've kind of slopped it on and it's still wet in places, but I didn't want to kind of hang around too long just doing this. So it's not the neatest of jobs, but it was more just to try them out and see how they flowed. They're thicker than I thought they'd be. They're not like a wash. I was quite surprised at the kind of the consistency of them. The yellow shoulder pads here looked awesome when I first did them. I messed them up intentionally by trying to put a few more layers over the top to see what that would do. And actually it seems to leave a little bit of a kind of like a staining behind. You're far better off just doing one coat and leaving it. But yeah, I mean, the skin tone, this is black. The gun's been painted with black as well. The helmet's been painted with one layer of blue. This belt here is one layer of black. I think you do have to kind of slow down and be quite neat. So for this model, I think I'd probably just kind of spray it red and then start doing the bits and pieces. So I'm not sure it's necessarily a time saver, depending upon how you normally paint. But I think for some armies, it's definitely going to be useful. And I would recommend everybody try them out. They go on pre-order, I think, this weekend. So if you are thinking about picking some up and you want to pick them up from Element Games, don't forget to click on my affiliate link. You get them at the discounted rate that Element Games sell them at. And I get a little kickback for recommending and sending you there. So head across to the Facebook group, head down to the links in any of my videos. There'll be a link through to Element Games if anybody wants to use that. Let's have a quick look and see what people are saying here as well. There's a bit of chat about the Weekender and what stuff to use. Kieran saying, Super Fantasy Brawl, play the objectives I didn't and lost. Very important, mate. They definitely are. Noxie there is saying, nice contrast mini. Horrid person's in. Good evening, Gene. How are you doing? Tony's saying, Super Dungeon Brawl could... Super Fantasy Brawl, mate. You're thinking of Super Dungeon Explore. Super Fantasy Brawl could be the Shadespire killer. It's coming into a competitive market, and Mythic know that. They're going to be doing sort of like competitive play, like store championships and organised play. That's a word I was looking for. So they've got a real good retail plan for it. I really hope people get behind it because it is an awesome game. It's one of the best games I have played in such a long time, and I can see me kind of getting sucked into this in a big way. We've got a little boy having little tears there. Let me just right, I'll need to do it away. Give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. This could be one of those nights. Yeah, he fell asleep a bit earlier than normal tonight. So now he's waking up and he's like, I want to be in Mummy and Daddy's bed. Poor little man. Cool. So, Tony's saying, everybody hide. Coin is saying, is this Fantasy Brawl thingy game a Kickstarter game? It's about to go on Kickstarter, I think roughly probably end of June, early July. So not too long to wait. There'll definitely be some stuff coming on my channel about it. Steve says the new presenter sounds fun. Paul saying doesn't appear to be available to buy anywhere online. Yeah, it's coming to Kickstarter at the end of the month. Craig saying the joys of being a dad. You can guarantee I could be here all week on my own, and that would never happen. It's only when I'm live to the world. Jens is saying he wants to try some of the contrast paints on Joan of Arc and Core Space. Yep. Furious Joy says what the Be Right Back screen needs is some elevator music. Was there no music on that screen? I thought I'd put some on it anyway. Scourge is saying to Paul, I think it'll be kid friendly, mate. Everyone was friendly last time. Was there a question about bringing kids? Was there? Let's have a look further back. Can't see. But yeah, there should be no reason why not. Anyway, let's get back to the pictures. So, Yeah, so that was contrast paints. Look forward to seeing them. So this is that kind of obligatory shot that everybody does, like looking out over the expo. Here you can see there was a big Games Workshop Warhammer stand here. I think we can see here, this is where Mythic Games were, right at the front as you came in. And this is me standing at the entrance to Hall 2, looking down over Hall 1. And if I tell you that a kind of Wild West Exodus, oh, you can't actually see it. Wild West Exodus was about here in the right-hand corner. That was about the middle of the hall. It was huge. So yeah, I think everybody who goes there takes this picture. This is the Battle Systems Fantasy Terrain. That again is coming to Kickstarter very soon, but this blows out of the water everything they've done in the past. If you've ever seen their stuff, and I'll show you some pictures of some of it later on, it looks absolutely fantastic. Their other stuff is amazing. This just blows it away. That is just cardboard. Everybody who looked at this touched the roof on this building, because those like shingles, the tiles, look 3D. They look like they've got shadows on them. They look amazing. Really, really good. So yeah, watch out for this one. I think there's a few more pictures here as well. You can kind of see them. We've got some Mantic models here as well to kind of show you how they could come into Vanguard or into Kings of War. But it's just it's the curves. We're not really used to seeing curves on cardboard terrain, and that's what really sets it off. That it's not just kind of big square blocks for a change. These little kind of walkways, really nice. I think the bits of scatter terrain set it off as well, and again, that will be dead easy to add to a board. These were the Boroughs and Badgers miniatures, and I was just fascinated by them. They looked really, really nice. The Eddie Stotbart wagon. I was talking to somebody who would pick one of them up. It might have been Tim, I think I was chatting to. I think he would pick one of those up. And they was just so full of character. Really, really nice miniatures. Really liked them. Let's have a quick look at the chat and see what people are saying. Andy Smith is saying, how does Kickstarter work? So basically, Kickstarter is you pledge money to try and make a project happen. There will be a funding goal of, let's just say, £10,000 or $10,000, and everybody will pledge to it. Now, what tends to happen is, once they hit that funding goal, if it goes over the top, it starts to unlock extras. So for every £1,000 it goes over the top, or every £5,000 it goes over the top, there'll be extra stuff that gets added to the original pledge. So if you go in and buy, and normally go in the basic pledge, and it says plus all applicable Kickstarter stretch goals, anything that gets unlocked will be added to your pledge, and you won't pay any more for it. Essentially, once after 28 days, if it's a 28-day Kickstarter, once it funds, the company takes the money, and then basically they go away and make the game and ship it to you when it's finished. The downside is you sometimes have to wait maybe a year, 18 months for the product to arrive. The upside is you tend to get a lot of stuff for your money. But just bear in mind that it's not 100% guaranteed, that even when they take your money, there is still a risk that something can go wrong with production and you might not get the things you want. Thankfully, that has happened kind of very, very few times out of all the hundreds of thousands of projects that I've been through there. But there is a risk. So just go into it with your eyes open. Make sure it's a reputable company. People like Mantic have been doing Kickstarters, and they always deliver everything that they say they're going to do. Some other companies kind of have the first thing they've done is been a Kickstarter, and it's kind of backfired. Mythic Games, for example, have got a few Kickstarters they're doing, and they seem pretty reputable too. They're starting to kind of deliver all of the stuff that they've done. So maybe we'll do one a bit more in depth one Monday night about Kickstarters as well for a bit more information. Right. Steve is saying, what undercoat did you have on the Marine? I think that one was the more kind of grey blue colour. Well, because there's two, isn't there? One is called Bone White or something. Whatever the other one is, that was what it was. That was what it was done for. Let's have a look further down. What we got. Yeah, a bit of description there, but what it is. Joel was saying the Boroughs and Badgers minis were amazing. I was really impressed. It's the first time I've really seen them up close. The only ones I've ever seen, I think, were the ones that Tim Kelly had painted and shown in the Facebook group. Andy's saying there, so you're not buying a game as such. I think people are replying to you. You are buying it, but then they need to go away and make it. Basically, they're using your money to kind of pay for plastic molds and kind of to get it all produced. Some companies actually have the game ready to go, and it's almost like a kind of a glorified pre-order system, really. Other companies basically need your money to then go away and make the game. So just kind of go in with your eyes open if you're going to do it. Jens is saying he's going back for the fantasy terrain. Oh, me as well, mate. I've had an invitation to go down and do some filming on it as well, because there is only that. It's the only version in the entire world. So I'm looking forward to going to do that as well. Paul says, what's the politest phrase to deal with an extreme backseat gamer? I think that would be thank you, but I'd like to learn from my own mistakes. Thank you very much. Frost and Fist is in, says, hey there, beautiful people. Good evening, Frost and Fist. And Aggression is saying there, Batman Season 2 Kickstarter live tomorrow. Incredible value on their first run. Yeah, I'm a little bit bitter about that, if I'm honest. But I have seen that the Suicide Squad is coming in Kickstarter too, so who knows. Let's have a look. Yeah, some more Burrows and Badges miniatures that were absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Looks like it's kind of made from bits of like old. I can't even see what it is. Is it like bits of old sack or something like that? Amazing stuff. This was Necromunda style terrain, and this was from Art of War Studios, who do all of the kind of PVC plastic tokens, the acrylic tokens, and that was kind of like, I think that section there, that whole big section along the back there was like £20 or something. So it was really good value. Here you can see some of the stuff for Necromunda, so the walls, they kind of sell them individually, so you do like sort of small doors, larger doors as well. They looked really nice, actually. They were MDF, but I mean, this looked like it basically had a few kind of cans of spray can hit at it, and it looked really, really nice. Again, some more Necromunda style stuff as well, Hive Sectors terrain. But so if anybody was looking for some kind of slightly cheaper stuff, definitely worth having a look at it. They did have some stuff that looked suspiciously like the Kill Team stuff that came. In fact, it was very close to it, so it would fit well with it if you wanted to add to it rather than pay for the GW prices, but it was a bit close for my liking, I would say. Yeah, you can see there the Gothic Ruinous terrain, very, very much like the GW stuff. So it would fit well with it, and actually, I mean, that section there was $12.99, so not very expensive, but yeah, a little bit close for comfort for me, I think, that one. Yeah, and that was Art of War Studios. These I saw from Sarissa Precision, that do these interlocking terrain tiles, which I thought looked quite nice. Did I only get one picture of that? I thought I had two. I'll see if I can dig out the other picture, because there was a better picture of it, but essentially these terrain tiles here. These were the, what was it called again? Elder Scrolls miniatures from Modiphius. These were really, really nice. Don't know anything about the game yet. However, the miniatures did look nice. So yeah, the Elder Scrolls Call to Arms. So anybody that saw these, I'm sure will tell you just how nice they looked too. Some of the Fallout stuff looked amazing as well. Really, really nice. I've heard kind of mixed things about the game itself, but yes, it looks really cool. This was one of the tables from the demo games for Wild West Exodus. The guys at War Cradle always have fantastic tables when you go to any events. They look so nice. They look so nice. Joel's just saying it can't be pre-painted. It's not, Joel. It all came as just MDF made. They were only painted, I think, just to show them off. They weren't pre-painted. This was after I had a meeting. So Corvus Belli got in touch with me and said, would you like a meeting slot to kind of catch up, talk about our plans for the next 12 months and see how we can kind of help each other out. And that was essentially, they gave me this very nice box, which was very kind of them. And inside it, I've not shared this yet, there are a bunch of, let's just kind of, I'll show these kind of things. There's a bunch of like stickers. So there's a Gata sticker there. Here is a Hannibal sticker. We've got some, what's this one? Senior Massacre. So a load of like promo stickers. There are some exclusive alternate cards. But more important, there was a nice poster in it as well, and a nice notebook. But more importantly, I'm not sure you'll be able to see that there on that screen. Let's go to here. Was the Master of Puppets expansion, which is now for another month. So it really does look nice. I'll take some shots of that later on and get them up on the Facebook group and stuff and on Instagram. But yeah, very nice. So more to come from that. And it was really interesting having a chat with so Bellin, who is the marketing director for Corvus Belli, was telling me about all their different plans. Yes, plenty to come. Let's just say that. I can't divulge too much, but plenty to come. Plenty to come, especially with Defiance as well, which I was not Defiance, is it? Yeah, Defiance, which is their kind of their dungeon crawler game that's coming. So yeah, looking forward to more of that stuff. Paul Noxie there saying we love stickers. Everyone loves stickers, mate. Everyone loves stickers. I did also bump into Parker from the Battle Hammer. We kind of had a walk back from the event back towards our respective hotels and had a right old good natter on that. I wish I had more time to catch up with him because what a nice guy he is. But yeah, he was very kind enough to give me one of the Battle Hammer wristbands, which I then wore for the rest of the expo. Let's have a quick look and see what's in the chat here. Where we at? Let's dive in somewhere. Alex Kaiser's in. Good evening, Alex. He said, did you try out Song of Ice and Fire demo at UK? I didn't, mate. I did actually go to have a demo of it because I'd quite like to try it. But the table was full every time I went there. I did go and have a chat with the guys who were running the tournament. And I've got some pictures about what the prizes were from that as well, because the prizes were fantastic. But yeah, sadly, I didn't get the chance to get a demo of it. Skullmunch said, I got the Star Saga for 25 quid. Do you know what it is? I forgot to get it again. Every time I see it, I think I need to pick that up. It's like, what an absolute bargain. You can use them in Dead Zone as well, the miniatures. Star Saga is a good game. I keep forgetting to pick it up. And 25 quid, it's an absolute steal. However, I did see the one that you just shared online about Mantic's sort of new thing that's coming up for Star Saga, which I could probably dive in at 50 quid for that one. Let's have a look. What else we got? Furious George will be keen the Fallout game, but I've been effed by Todd Howard one too many times. Who's Todd Howard? I don't know that game, buddy. Kirill is saying they're having a bit of a chat between them. Tony's saying jammy so and so. I read it by Aristeia now. Yes, mate. They gave me the preview of everything that's coming out for the next 12 months. Just stay tuned. That's all I'd say. Stay tuned. Skullmunch is saying disappointed there isn't a 2-player starter set. I assumed they would be, mate. That feels like a massive letdown, that, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Flying Mammal says, come to ours, play Song of Ice and Fire. It might actually get to the table then. Do you know what it is? I might well do. And then you can teach me Middle Earth as well at the same time. Jackie Brown said, Andy, you need to get Star Saga, get the 50 quid bundle. That was what I'd seen, mate. I think that might be a good way in as well. And yeah, Flying Mal is telling Tony to get stuck in. Yes, so let's have a look at the rest of these pictures as well. What time? How are we doing for time? Oh, we're not doing too bad, actually. I felt like I was rushing through them there. This is a picture of after the official meetup where we all met at the Mantic stand. We went off. We were going to try and play a Super Fantasy Brawl. You got me saying it now, mate. Super Fantasy Brawl, but the tables were rammed solid. So we went into the open gaming area and we had a game of Hive, and we also played Paper, Rock, Scissors, Lizard, Spock, which I'd never played before as well. I played my first game against Ruth and won my game of Hive. I would say, Ruth, that you taught me very well. That's what it was. And then I played against Sean, and he tried to be a little bit sneaky and try some sneaky things, but it was a good game. It came down. It was quite close. But yeah, Sean won that one. And then for those that don't know, we also have... Oh, God, my name's just gone blank. Marco. I couldn't remember his name there. We had Marco with us as well. So you will maybe have seen Marco from the Monday night live streams, and he also comes into the Facebook group. And then we have Tony here, hiding in the corner too. So yes, on the live stream there, the Munch and the Mummel. Yeah, it was awesome. Really nice to meet everybody that turned up. Thanks to these 4 reprobates as well, who played some games and sat in a good old natter as well for a bit later on. But yeah, thanks everybody. I never get tired of meeting anybody that kind of watches the channel. It's always awesome to see sort of the fools that watch me on a regular basis. So this is a board game called Tribes. And I saw this at the press event on the Thursday night. Looked really interesting. So it was something I wanted to demo over the weekend. And so I decided to check it out. Now I was hanging around the Games Workshop stuff, having a look in the cabinets. And this gentleman here tapped me on the shoulder. And when I turned around, he's about 7 foot tall. And he is a Swedish guy called Rustan. And he is the designer of the Rise and Fall of Anvalon, the Warhammer Age of Sigmar board game that I reviewed a little while ago. And he said, I just wanted to come and say hi. Thank you very much for the kind review. Really glad you liked the game. And it was at this point I realized he also designed this game Tribes. So I went later on that day for a demo of it, and he happened to be teaching the demos at the time. So I played the game. It was really interesting. Very sort of, did I take another picture of the components? No, I mustn't have done. But however, he did very kindly give me a demo copy to do a review on. So I won't talk too much about it now, but well, other than to say I really enjoyed the game. I wouldn't be doing a demo of it, I don't think, if I didn't. I wouldn't be doing a review of it if I didn't enjoy it. But yeah, the components are absolutely fantastic quality, way better than a lot of games I've seen. But yeah, it's an older game that he designed. It was available in Swedish and French, I think it was, and then Cosmos Games got a hold of it and they've kind of rebooted it, improved the components, and brought it back out again. It was really nice. Yes, and also Rustan very kindly, basically, I didn't get a demo copy while I sat and played with him. He basically sent me a Twitter message, a private message the next day, and said I've arranged for a demo copy to be held on the stand for you if you want to call past. I've got to go, I'm getting a flight. Really nice guy, one of the nicest people I met all weekend, apart from you lot, obviously. How's the chat going? Everyone's having a bit of banter there in the background. I'll let you all have your bit of chat. Skullmunch says 5 seconds of fame. I can put you back on if you want another 5 as well, buddy. Joel said still never played Hive, heard good things. I'd never played it either. Mark told me Hive was a great little kind of travel game, and I kept meaning to pick it up. And I meant to play it at the last weekender with Ruth and Sean, and time got away from us and we never got a chance. So I went and played it with Ruth and Sean at the Expo. And I agree, Mark, I agree. It was a fab recommendation. Thank you to both Sean and Ruth for the game. Flying Marvel says, just to point out, there were a lot more people at the official meet. Everyone else had places to be. Yeah, there was. Shout out to everybody that turned up kind of at the official meet. So Jason was there as well. The guys from Top Table were there. There was a few other people came along and kind of shook hands as well. I kind of forget who was there now, but there must have been at least kind of like 10, 12, maybe a little bit more. So it was really cool that people turned up, and I got a lot of messages from people that said, sorry, I couldn't be there and things as well. So yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Let's have a look. Where are we? Tony Sin. Yeah, managed to misplace Jane Steve. I thought when somebody had said they'd gone for a drink, I just thought they meant they'd gone. I didn't realise they'd gone for a drink and were coming back. So that was my fault, that. Horrid Person says, glad I came by, Andy, and got to see nice pics of the event here. Watched the video and all I got was your big noggin. Yeah, I did outside to get a bit of fresh air after I dropped my bag in the hotel. I just thought, I'll do it. I'll do a little quick video chat. But yeah, to be honest, I got kind of wrapped up in the event and really enjoyed it and kind of forgot to do stuff. But I did take a lot of pictures. So at this point here, this was the Sunday morning, and I got to the event quite early, and I had a chat with one of the security guards, and I said, like, look, I've got a press pass. Can I get in and take some pictures before the crowds come in? And he went, yeah, get yourself in. So I went across to the Song of Ice and Fire tournament, and these were the prizes that the winners of that event would get. So this here was all for the first place winner. So there is a starter set there. I can't remember. I can't actually see what they are from where I am. But so yeah, there was a load of stuff basically for the winner. There was a battle foam bag and all of this terrain as well. I'm assuming this terrain was all stamped up with Seamon on the bottom. So I assume it's been created for this game. And whilst it looks a little bit garish, just kind of plain plastic, it does paint up really nice. And a lot of people had painted it up. It looked really awesome on the tables. Some of the photographs must have gone because I had some close-ups of these bags as well. These bags were really nice. So these are kind of dice bags and measuring sticks. This stuff on this side here was for second place, got the terrain set and a choice of any one of those, and third place got whatever was left. And then these were like kind of best armies and stuff like that as well. This was the Keyforge stand. Keyforge was there in a big way over the weekend. It really did kind of dominate quite a lot of the area. It was the Age of Ascension, which is like kind of season 2. So a lot of people were playing that. This is where the X-Wing demos were. So a lot of this was obviously Fantasy Flight. There was some Legion demos going on over here. They were demoing the Outer Rim, the board game by Fantasy Flight. And as you can see, obviously this was before anybody got in. So it was quite nice to get some pictures and then actually see the size of the place and just see how much was on, because sort of an hour later this was absolutely full and you couldn't really see what was going on. Seamon had a huge booth as well. Here you can see Song of Ice and Fire as well, so they had a nice table for that. They had another table with Ice and Fire on as well, but didn't have the nice mat and the nice terrain. Here was Wacky Races. Wacky Races was absolutely rammed all weekend. Nobody could get close to it to get a demo. I think I saw in the chat that Joel had a go of it. So yeah, be interested to know what you think, Joel. I was just seeing King John is in as well. Good evening, King John. I hope you're well. Hethwell's in as well. Good evening, Hethwell. Hethwell's there saying, name the top 3 without thinking too much. My top 3. Top was definitely Super Fantasy Brawl. Without a doubt, I am hyped for that game. It was fantastic. Number 2, what other demo did I get that I really enjoyed? I would probably say Tribes was my number 2. And then that the diving game thing that's on Kickstarter that I talked about earlier on day. Was it Terror from the Deep? Potentially might have been my number 3, I think, of all the different things I've tried. Yeah, there was a load of things that I liked the look of but didn't get a demo. I would say of all the different demos I played, that was probably my top 3. Nox here saying, can happily confirm the stream has aided my hangover. Glad to help, mate. Kirill says, almost forgot any news about Judge Dredd from Warlord. They didn't have it there, mate. They were supposed to, and it wasn't there. So I don't know whether it's been knocked back a little bit or what, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, that was Wacky Races. They had a demo of God of War that basically, I didn't see a single person playing it. The guy that was on that stand all weekend basically sat with his hand, he's chinning his hands, just kind of like on his phone most of the weekend. Don't know why people didn't really want to play it. Zombicide Invader was there to purchase, which seemed to have a couple of reactions online, as a lot of people haven't received their pledge yet. So it was weird that a lot of places had this for sale. Kieran saying there, do you remember that Brothers game by Ankama Games you reviewed on the channel? Did you happen to try the one of theirs called Tales of Glory? I didn't, mate. No, I would say Brothers was awesome. I still play it now. It's a really easy to learn, fast game. If it's kind of along that style, I would assume it'll be pretty cool. But no, didn't get a chance to try it, mate. Shaggy saying, any news on rules for Warcry or what's in the core box? No, nothing at all was mentioned about it. They did share some more warbands. They had some sort of, if you go to the Facebook group, Skull Munch has shared some pictures that he took while he was there. I completely forgot to go and have a look. But what there is an Age of Sigmar open day at Warhammer World in July, which is going to be the first chance to try the game out. So I guess we're still probably another month away from finding more. Gizmos was a game that was on the Simon stand as well. If you check out Jason Froud's channel, which is Gaming Night. I'm sure I've seen him do a demo of this on there, which was pretty cool. Night Models were there as well. They weren't really doing. They were doing a small demo of Batman, which was just on this little table here at the back. But they had all of the painted miniatures in there. I had a chat with their sales director, really, really nice woman called Ma, and we had a good chat. I gave her my card and that kind of stuff. But she was telling me all about the Night Models. She was telling me about some of the issues that they have with the resins on the wands. There is a 2nd edition Harry Potter game coming very soon, which has upgraded components, so like thicker quality boards, and it also has the better quality resin as well, like a new version of the resin, an improved one. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel for anybody that bought the first ones, and I know Flying Mammal, I know you got them as well and weren't particularly happy about them. Don't know how I'd feel really about the fact that they're coming with a 2nd edition so soon. And they are also, if I think I've got the picture in, they've also got the Fantastic Beasts game coming as well, probably around Christmas, I think she said. So yes. This, let me just skip forward. This was from Proteus 3D, which was 3D printing of RPG terrain. Some of this looked really, really nice. So some kind of sci-fi stuff. This looks a little bit almost Joan of Arc. And then I think I've got some more pictures afterwards as well. This was more your kind of standard sort of dungeon type stuff. Let's have a quick look in the chat and see what we're missing. Cohen said he's holding out for the Catch the Pigeon expansion. Joel is saying he'd recommend Colt Express or Camel Up over Wacky Races, unless you can't live without the nostalgia. That's a good shout, mate. Let's just flip back to the main camera for a bit. We've got Ross in from AH Gaming. He says, "What did I miss? Can you start again?" Yeah, I'll just rewind it, mate. Nice to see you, buddy. Hope you had an awesome weekend as well after hanging out quite a bit. It was really cool to catch up and have a good chat. And then thank you for the game Keyforge as well on Friday night as well. Fly Mama says, "We got no Wacky Races Sunday first thing in the end." Ah, nice one. You had a 2-player game and then a friend found us, so we played with her and her teenagers. Super easy fun, feels like a cartoon. I guess that's all you want from it really, isn't it? Ted Williams is in. Good evening, Ted Williams. And also Al Crabbian as well. I just saw your name. Good evening, Al. Seeing that it was on sale for 60 quid. Yeah. Let's have a look. Alex is saying that he had a demo of God of War. Seemed okay, but was hard to understand the person demoing it. He didn't explain it too well, so my friends died very fast. I had a similar experience at the Fantasy Flight Game stand last year with Fallout, the board game, where the guy didn't have a clue how the game played, and it's not the kind of game that you can just go read the rule book and get on with it kind of thing, which is exactly what basically he said. King John there says, "Did you see Fireforge Games' new fantasy line of minis?" I don't think I did, mate. Actually, no, I don't think I did. Adam Edgar is in as well. Good evening or good morning, future boy. How are you doing? Hethwell is saying, "Warlord showing anything about Black Seas?" No, it's all been quiet, mate, since Salute. I think the Salute thing was basically just kind of, it was meant to be a demo game, and they had so much feedback that they decided, bloody hell, we better go away and make this game. So I think it's well sort of stuck in development at the minute. Let's have a look. What's Skullmunch been saying about Batman? No idea. Gene saying, "Don't see stuff like that. The formerly official Batman online community may ban you and shun you." Yeah, I have heard that they were quite passionate, shall I say. Right, let's have a look. Let's go back and finish off some more of the Expo stuff and have a look. So yes, some of that was really, really nice. Not cheap, but yeah, a lot of plastic in that. This was the Mythic Game stand with nobody around. It was quite nice just to be able to see all of the artwork on the wall. Most of the time there was people there blocking the view there as well, and you couldn't really get in to see it. Now, I went back to Battle Systems and had a look at their stuff as well. Now, I just saw that as well. I think I missed something. What did I say about Batman? I looked back and I couldn't see where you'd said it either, so maybe somebody else did. Yes, and Ross is saying, who won that game of Keyforge? You did, mate. You kicked my ass. So this is the Battle Systems terrain being used for Walking Dead, and I forgot how good it was. I think, look at these little pallets and stuff. I'm going to have to pick some of this up. One of the reasons that I don't do more... I've just let my kind of cup of coffee go cold here. One of the reasons I don't do more kind of battle reports and playthrough stuff on the channel is I really lack terrain and the kind of to buy terrain and to paint terrain and get it on the table and loads of different kind of mats and stuff really slows me down with content. So I've kind of avoided it in the past, but when I saw this stuff, it looks absolutely awesome. Looks absolutely awesome. And I think I might have to try and get some of this stuff on the channel. Yeah, it just looks really cool. Just some little shots like this just kind of shows you the kind of effect you can have. And on camera from a bit of a distance, this would look just as good. I mean, here you can kind of see the kind of dramatic shots that you get. The terrain looks awesome. I think we might have some more shots of the fantasy stuff as well. No, I think I must have took them ones out. Here we have Conquest by Parabellum. It is another rank and flank type game, brand new, coming out middle of this month now, or to retail. Never was kickstarted. The company has funded everything themselves. They've done a whole range of miniatures. The artwork is amazing. The background stories, the world building they've done is amazing. And the tables that they have at the expo was amazing. That they have at every event they go to, I should say, was amazing. These are basically some of the kind of knights. They're a slightly bigger scale. That they're nearer maybe kind of like 38, 40 mil scale. So they look really nice with a bit more chunk to them. This was one of the boards with a kind of river and these kind of Viking boats on them. Some giants. I must have missed a few pictures out here. I had loads more pictures of that. Let's skip forward. These are the Mantic boys on the stand in the morning before anybody went and mobbed them as well. We got Bob here as well. So he was demoing Star Saga. Oh, I forgot his name now. The lad from Frantic Gamers was demoing Hellboy. We got Martin and we got Clive there as well, and they were on the stall for the day. This is the pictures of the game I was talking about earlier on with the Kraken, and then I got some painted pictures here by Seb Levine. These are the Super Fantasy Brawl characters. As having a bit of a sneaky hide in the background there as well. Goldar the pirate, Darren the huntress, and Gwen the gathering storm. So that was my expo. Really enjoyed it. I think somebody could kind of ask me earlier on what were my top 3. Super Fantasy Brawl has me hyped. Absolutely love that game. Yeah, really enjoyed Tribes. I will be doing a review of it at some point. But yeah, really enjoyed this. Quality of the components, the price as well. Everything was cool about it. I got some more stuff given to me as well while I was there. So I've got Ticket to Ride London to take a look at as well, which is kind of a similar size to Ticket to Ride New York, for those that like the smaller games. And I also have a bag full of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Champions, and what we got in the bag? We got Champion deck, got another Champions deck, and then if I can get a hold of them, a whole host of boosters to have a look at as well. So I've played the game in the digital version. Oh, they're falling all over the floor now. I've played the digital version online on the app, not played the physical card game, so we'll check that out and see what that's all about. Let's have a look what else we've got in here as well. John is saying, King John there, sorry, is saying, did you get to try the GW contrast paint? I did, mate. Let me skip back. You must have missed it earlier on. I've got a picture in here somewhere. Apologies for the clicking. Let me find the picture and I will show you my painted contrast paint marine. Apologies. I'm sure that clicking is really annoying coming down your speakers. This was the miniature I painted with the contrast paints. I got kind of mixed views on it, but looking at the actual miniature, which is here now, once it's kind of dried out, it's a lot more matte than I remember it being at the weekend. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see there from the blue looks awesome. The yellow on this chest plate here, the chest eagle looks great. The skin blew me away. I will never bother painting skin again. I will just be using contrast paint for it. The gun is done with black. The shoulder pads, I intentionally kind of screwed them up by putting extra layers on just to see what it would do, and it made a right old mess. But yeah, not too bad, I think. Not too bad at all. Ben Edwards, yeah, sorry, I complete. You know when you just get a bit of a memory blank? Ben, yeah, that was what I was trying to think of. Tony is saying TT Combat's terrain bundles were amazing. That Carnivale board was unbelievable. I almost bought it just because it was cool. £100 for all of that stuff. It was unbelievable. I should have got some pictures of that one. EH Gaming said originally we'll be releasing Dread in October and Black Seals November, but the schedule has flipped. Joel is saying if it was 25 quid, it'd be worth it. I assume you're talking about wacky races, yeah? Skullmoon said looks like a cracking game. Cohen says, all the Super Fantasy Brawl minis, sprues, push fit single mold, do we know? I think the plan, mate, is to be single piece. I think. Because everything I've seen has been 3D printed, but I think the plan is to be kind of just single piece, so that you just get them straight on the board and get them playing. But they're a nice kind of chunky size, so who knows, mate? I can't imagine the market they're going after. They're going to go into kind of like multiple pieces. Where else we got? Paul Palms is in. Had Warmer Champions on the Switch for a couple of months. Not got round to playing it yet. Andy Smith is saying the flammable caviar thing could kick off with more interest in the hobby. Yeah, I agree. Something I've always quite fancied, actually. Is that? Antioch, I think it is. Is that, if I pronounced that right? Good evening and welcome to the chat. And King John is saying amazing job. Yeah, it was all right. It looked okay, mate. It's obviously kind of like when you blow it up to that size. In reality, you know, it's this big. It looks decent. But the problem is because you're priming it with a much lighter primer. If you miss any bits, ordinarily, if I prime it with white to get nice bright colours, I'd kind of wash into the recesses with a kind of Agrax or something. You don't really do that with these. So if you miss any bits, those stark white bits really do stand out. Genius in Zenithal priming will bring the armour up a notch. I've seen some done with Zenithal priming, actually, and it doesn't go very well over the darker part of the Zenithal. So I'll have to try it, mate. I'll have to try it, that's it. Paul's off to take the dog out. Kieran saying, if not single piece, they'll be pre-assembled. Yeah, that's exactly what I think, mate. We've got Anthony from Revenant Tabletop Gaming. Good evening, buddy. How you doing? He's gutted he didn't have more time there. Drove down and back same day, so only had a few hours to take it all in. Was a good one, though. So, that is my kind of expo. I didn't get to any of the seminars. I didn't get to any of the event type stuff, you know, like the kind of what's it called, like the dark room and Nightmare Live, any of that kind of stuff. I try to use it as a bit of a networking event, really. So I had lots of meetings set up with different companies, some interesting stuff potentially for the future. I'll tell you which companies I spoke to. I can't tell you what we talked about, but I sat down with Mythic, I sat down with Mantic, sat down with Corvus Belli, I spoke to Night Models, I spoke with Asmodee, and I also had a chat with, who was the other company now? I forget the name now, but it's written down in my notebook. So yeah, plenty of different things for the future. It also gave me an opportunity to think about the future of this channel as well. And I'm thinking about changing a few things going forward. Nothing to worry about, still be kind of putting out similar type of stuff. But I'm thinking about maybe narrowing the focus a little bit, just to try and keep it more, to kind, because I think there's a real mix, really. I think I've got like some of the audience, I'm standing all over them Warhammer Champions things now. Some of the audience like wide variety of things. Some audience only come for one video kind of thing. Might be just a Walking Dead video. So I'm thinking about trying to kind of narrow it down, still cover lots of things, but not cover the width of things. So yeah, I'm kind of putting some plans into place. And when I've got more kind of concrete plans, I'll share that. Because it's always good to get a bit of feedback. So yeah, so I did a load of that. And what else did I do? Played loads of demos, met loads of people, hung out, drank beer, ate burgers, played games late into the night. Yeah, that was pretty much it, really. What have we got here? Steve says, will you be using contrast paints on your ogres then? Winky face. No, I won't. Because it might not be ogres, mate. I might have had a bit of a change of plan. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. George is saying, how was the beer down there? It was expensive, mate. That's how it was. It was about £5 something a pint, I think it was. Yeah, it wasn't cheap. Let's have a look. Gaming says Corvus Belli. No, did I not mention them? I thought I'd already mentioned them. Yeah, I did see them. Different Gear says, what do you think of these push fit miniatures? Do you just trim back the pegs so they fit better and use glue, or use it as it is? I would always recommend trimming back the pegs a little bit, because I feel like they are still use them as push fit. Like, still actually don't cut the peg off completely. Keep some of the peg, but I feel like it almost creates a bit of a vacuum. So when you're pushing them together, it can kind of compress the air in the slot. So this is going to look disgusting on camera, but if that's your tube and that is your peg going in, it kind of compresses the air in the bottom and it won't go all the way to the bottom. So it's worth trimming the peg back a little bit, because you get a much tighter fit with that. I used to see that a lot with the Underworld minis. King John is saying, more Kings of War Vanguard. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. Joel saying, we need more fighting fantasy. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Flying Mama saying, what was your favourite thing at UK Games Expo? You said on your Facebook post you're going to see it, or was it just to lure us in, or was it Super Fantasy Brawl? There was a couple of things really. So gaming wise, Super Fantasy Brawl knocked it out of the park for me. I'd already played it, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. But playing it again after like not playing it for a while, I am absolutely itching to get playing that game. Event wise, it was meeting you guys. Honestly, I like, it seems really cliched, but I went on my own to the event, and like I never felt like I was on my own. There was always somebody kind of wanting to have a chat. Or Ross hung out quite a bit with me, and thanks very much, Ross. We met up a couple of nights while we were there. Kieran came and had a drink. Sam came and spent a bit of time, and I went for a meal with Sam one night. And Flying Mammal and Skull Munch, they always kind of give me a nudge when they were walking past and said hi. It was great seeing Tony. It was great meeting Marco for the first time. All the different people that kind of tapped me and shook my hand. And one guy who's just joined the Facebook group tonight actually was I was just walking down one of the things, and he just went, got to shake your hand, fella, awesome channel. And that was it. I had no idea who he was. He just kind of shook my hand and wandered off. It was just really nice. I didn't for one second feel like I was on my own at the event. And I would say that was the best part of the weekend. So gaming aside, just the fact that I met so many nice people. I didn't meet any numbnuts over the weekend, as we say over here. What else we got? Peter saying he ain't trimming his peg nowhere. Just be careful. Corinne is saying not safe for work. Yeah, that was why I decided to use these instead of using my finger and my hand. Gaming said, we want to know what's in the promo box. I shared it earlier on, buddy. So let me just clear a bit of space here. So there was loads of stickers for Max sticker. What we got here? We got Cosmo sticker. We got Senior Massacre. We've got Hannibal. We've got Eclipse. We've got Cookie Queen. Oh, is it? Kuri Queen, sorry. We've got Mendoza. We've got, what else was there? There's Gata. There is Hexa. There's Wild Bill. There's Valkyrie. We've got some little badges. Little Aristia badges. Bit of press stuff there. There is some limited edition cards. There was a business card. Some more limited edition cards. There was a nice, cool Aristia notebook, which you can't see. It kind of gets washed out a little bit. There was also a nice big Aristia poster. Which I'm sure none of that went on camera. But the nice bit was the Master of Puppets expansion. That's not out for another month. So yeah, pretty cool. Nice to get a bit of swag. So Like, what else we got here? Let's have a look. Let's have a quick glance, because I've just seen somebody's name there. Where are we doing? Michael is saying he did 40 zombies in an evening without any contrast paint. Well done. Is it... my screen's quite small. I'm trying to read it. Is it Antioch? As I say, I was one of the guys running the Super Fantasy Brawl demos. I think we briefly spoke. It was fantastic seeing the amount of people that wanted to check it out and had fun. Were you the guy that was sitting when I was chatting to the German gentleman? Was that you when I was playing the game with Az? Are you the lad that I spoke to? I'll just so that I know who you are, mate. Yeah, it was amazing seeing so many people hyped for it. Honestly, I've played the game a few times now. I've played twice in the Mythic Office with Az, and I've played it 3 times over the weekend. And I just need to get my hands on it. I just need the game. Andy Smith said, no numbnuts. Yeah, I didn't go. Andy, you'd have been welcome, buddy. You would have done. And Flying Mama saying, yeah, we're all nutters. You're right. We're all cut from the same cloth. Tony is saying, just rubbing it in now. Sorry, man. I'll tell you what I'll do. Would people like some of those stickers as giveaways, maybe? Maybe do something with those things, maybe? And I'll tell you what. Paul said he's going to treat himself to a new single-player game. He's thinking Blackstone Fortress. Anybody got any other ideas? Single-player games. Have you played Here's Negan? Have you played Hellboy? What else have I played recently single-player? I don't know. Jack saying any Rightbusters stuff there, Andy. Yeah, there was demos of Rightbusters, mate. Yeah, there was stuff to see there, definitely. Tony was saying to Andy, I'd love to get on the Mythic demo team for next year. Do you know what it is? I was kind of thinking I might put my hat in the ring for that one. Flyman says, so did you live on the stall? Do you know what it is? I was only actually there twice over the weekend, and you saw me. You saw me there the first time, and then the second time, Az took a load of pictures. I was only there twice, but I did manage to play 3 games of it over the weekend. But I was having a game with Az. Az had to go and deal with something, and there was a German gentleman, I forget, Felix he was called, and he was an artist, and he was wanting to do a little bit of art, I think, for Super Fantasy Brawl, and I basically kind of explained the game to him, and I think it was Antioch. That was, yeah, skinny bloke with blonde hair. That's the one for that. Nice to meet you, mate, and thanks for coming into the chat tonight. I ended up trying to kind of explain the game to him the best I could from what I'd remembered that people had kind of told me about it, so I think I was kind of on track. And yeah, I asked you a question because there was something I couldn't remember, and you kept me right. So, yes, thanks for coming to the chat, mate. Much appreciated. Andy said I'd like a Porsche. I'd quite like a Ferrari. Skullmunch says, Mage Knight for a solo game. Do you know what it is? After we'd been chatting, I saw somebody carrying Mage Knight later on. Andy Smith said, Mug be good. Mug. Yeah, we got... how am I going to give a mug away then? How am I going to do this? Let me have a think about it. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll give a mug away next Monday night. Okay? So... if you come into the chat next Monday live stream, we will give away one of these. Actually, let me open it so you can see it, because I can't throw that one around with my cup of coffee in it. I've got it. I'm not even sure I can open this one up. It's taped closed. I'll try and fight my way into it now. Jack's saying if you're not after minis, Escape the Dark Castle is a 1 to 4 player game. Yes, it's very reminiscent of kind of fighting fantasy type stuff. Claudio says, longest beard gets the mug. Claudio, it's on its way in that case, mate. Flying Mammal says, if it's the Eclipse sticker. Flying Mammal, would you like the Eclipse sticker? You can have the Eclipse sticker if you want it. Right, here we go. Yes, Antioch is saying there that Super Fantasy Brawl hitting retail Q1 2020. Yeah, so for all the Kickstarters going to go live kind of summer, like end of June, early July time. It's not going to be a long one. It is purely designed to kind of launch the game and get it into retail, and then it'll all kick off from there. So I don't want to tear this because I want to be able to package this up and send it on to you. There we go. Right, so next Monday night live stream, you will get the chance to win this exclusive. Nobody else in the world has one of these. I have one, which I'm drinking my coffee out of, or I've let my coffee go cold in. You can win one next Monday night. I'll find a way to choose somebody. But yeah, on the back, I'll take some pictures and pop them on the Facebook group. Don't drink me, hashtag mugwatch. Anybody that doesn't understand what a hashtag mugwatch is that every Monday I seem to have a different mug. So people start tuning in to see what mug I'm drinking from now. So yeah, mugwatch is a bit of an in joke. But yeah, Blackjack Legacy mug, next Monday night live stream. Let's see who's going to win one. Kieran is saying next year would Fantasy Brawl be out in the wild? If so, you want to be playing in the event. Yes, I think that was what the chat was about. I will 100% be all over that game. It's only going to get better with the development work the guys are doing. It's only going to get better when the community gets behind it. There is not a chance I won't be all over that like a cheap suit. Let's have a look. We will definitely be having a mini Blackjack Fantasy Brawl Smackdown. Definitely, mate. Me and you need a game then once it's out. Scummo, I want Andy's mug. Hashtag I want Andy's mug. Andy Smith saying, where's his Porsche? Hendrickson, you know, has to be a Dutchman. We drink the most coffee in the world. I don't know, mate. I'll put up a little bit of a fight, I think, for the caffeine, I think. Paul saying, cancel all his plans for next Monday night. See, that's what it is. I want you to come in. I want you to come in next Monday night. I love having these Monday night chats. The amount of people I spoke to over the weekend who said they absolutely love these Monday night chats. I don't think I really realised kind of how popular they are with people. I know you lot always come and tune in, and it's like just having a bit of a hangout somewhere, but I don't think I realised how much you all enjoyed it. Flying Mal said he should have asked for something better. And Antilock said, I love to run Fantasy Brawl tournaments at Expo. So easy to pick up. Yeah, man. Definitely. We'll have to get that sorted for next year. So, how are we doing for time? We're bang on past. Perfect. So, just to round it out, thank you everybody for coming into the chat tonight. Tune in next week if you want to be the first person, other than me, the first person in the world to have one of these mugs. As I mentioned before in the chat, I'm not going to sell these mugs. These are going to be giveaways. You can only get one by taking part in a giveaway, by maybe being a Patreon, by being a supporter of the channel through the live chat here, through the member system, all of those kind of things. I will randomly and periodically over time give away these mugs, but they're never going to be on sale. Not these ones anyway, with the Don't Drink Me hashtag mugwatch. They'll never be on sale. Only time you can get one, if you don't copy them yourself, of course, is by the giveaways. So yeah, next Monday we'll give the first one away. Peter Nicholas wants a conservatory. This is not Bullseye, you know. You're not going to get a speedboat out of this. Mark says, as much as I would love the mug, Luke's APS should have one for his biscuit tea. A little bit of product placement on there. Let's see how that one goes down. Craig Lowther said a badge is always nice to have. I've been looking at getting badges made, mate. They're way more expensive than I thought they'd be. But yeah, if I can find a way to kind of bring the cost of them down, badges. The guys from Battlehammer give away the little wristbands and stuff at conventions and stuff. I was thinking about doing something like that in the future. Paul says the chats are good because you're a good bloke and you basically read every single comment. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, mate, because sometimes people complain that it kind of slows the chat down, that I spend too much time talking to people and I don't always talk about the subject. So it's a balance, but I guess once you get in as part of the group, I guess, you kind of know what it's like. But I hope it always kind of gets to the point where I can always interact with as many people as possible, because that's what makes it cool. Ted Williams says, top chat and 5 more Scions, painted 2. Ted, I don't know if I said hello to you tonight. Good evening, Ted. Look at people after shrubberies. Al's saying he's hoping for a sterling silver cutlery set. Are you looking for a cuddly toy as well? Paul Palm says, get a badge maker from Amazon. Yeah, get the kids on doing it. And the Crisis is a gaming event that is in Belgium later on this year. Peter Nicholas says, just to be clear, I've been doing porch puns like crazy and still no mug win. Hashtag mugwatch. What can I say? Anyway, I will let you all get off and do whatever you need to do. I'm going to go and try and wind down a bit before I go to bed because I've had cups of coffee and I always get hyped after doing these live streams. Lovely to see so many new faces in tonight as well. Awesome to see so many regulars back in and people that I met at the weekend and people that couldn't get there that were interested to see what it was about. But yeah, thanks everybody for your continued support. I think as I mentioned before, I've been a little bit tied up with some work stuff, so the videos have dried up a little bit. But this week should see me back on the video wagon, and we'll get that up and running. So, thank you, Ted. Saying you did on Saturday, I was that guy. Thank you, Ted. I knew I recognised the name. I couldn't think where I'd seen it from. It was when I've just accepted you into the Facebook group today. Ted, awesome to meet you, buddy. Thank you very much. Yeah. So. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all. Just reading that chat there. Yes, I will see you all in the mug episode next Monday. I've just read from Paul there. See you all in the mug episode, but you'll see me in video this week anyway as well. And if you're not already a member of the Facebook group, head over and we can carry on the chat there. So thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.